few weeks ago, I took a guest into my home. Today, I found him in bed with my girlfriend. I want to make sure I am making the right decision, so I want your advice. My girlfriend's parents were quite lonely after their children left the house. They decided to adopt Phil. Phil's mother abandoned him at birth and the father was nowhere to be seen. He had lived with my girlfriend's parents his whole life and they honestly gave him everything he could ever want. He seemed really great, to be honest. I'd met him twice before when we went to visit and he was really friendly. The only weird thing was that both times I'd met him he had a black eye, but I didn't know him well enough to ask him about it. He was also a kinda quiet guy, so it didn't feel right to intrude. Cut to a few weeks ago, some stuff came up and Phil couldn't stay with my girlfriend's parents anymore. He really needed somewhere to stay since he couldn't pay rent and didn't have a job. We spoke about it and agreed that he could stay in our spare room for a bit. They dropped him off the next day and although he was really sad to leave them at first, he seemed happy enough when we showed him his room. It wasn't until a week in that I started to notice some weird things about this guy. First, he hadn't showered or taken a bath since he'd gotten here and was starting to stink a little bit. When I tried to show him the shower room, he wouldn't come in. He just kinda stood in the doorway staring at me with this stupid expression on his face. I turned the shower on to try and show him the different settings and he just walked away and into his room. A couple days later, I woke up in the middle of the night because I heard Phil's door open. I quietly walked into the kitchen. I kid you not, he's literally peeing on the floor. I don't know what to do, so I shout at him and he just runs past me and back into his room. I wake my girlfriend up and tell her what I saw and she assures me she'll speak with him tomorrow while I'm at work. I get home from work that next day and she says she's dealt with it and that it won't be a problem again. She tells me not to tell him off and just to be normal with him. He's probably having a hard time adjusting to living somewhere else. I'm slightly disturbed, but I guess I can see her point of view. Evening rolls around, and we're in the living room all together watching a movie. Let me set the scene for you. I'm sitting in the middle of the couch with my girlfriend on one side, Phil on the other side. In front of us, my pizza box is open on the table and a nice big slice is hanging from my hand. I see it happen in slow motion. Nothing in life has prepared me for this, so I literally do not move because I have no previous information coded into my brain for how to react. Phil just grabbed my slice of pizza straight from my hand, and started eating it. I sat there for a few seconds, dumbfounded at what he did. Finally I turn and ask him why he would do that. He just sits there staring at me. I ask him again and raise my voice a bit. He just gets off the couch and walks into his room. Once again, my girlfriend insists that he just needs a bit more time to adjust to living with other people. A few days go by and things are quiet and uneventful when I'm told I have to go on a day training course on the other side of the country. So I book a hotel for the night and when the day comes round I leave in good spirits, telling my girlfriend to text me if there are any problems. My training course went fine. I met up with some old colleagues and ended up drinking in the hotel bar with them. I retire to my hotel room quite late and decide to check Facebook before I sleep when I notice I have unread messages from my girlfriend. They were just a rundown of how things were going. Apparently she and Phil had some food together and watched some TV then. They went on a nice evening walk together. I'm not really a jealous guy so no big deal. I keep reading through the posts, and my heart drops. She goes on to say that after she got into bed, she couldn't sleep because it was lonely without me. So, she went to the kitchen to make a snack. Phil was also up, getting a drink of water. Apparently, a chance meeting in a kitchen early in the morning was enough to betray the person you've been in a relationship with for 3 years because she said she invited him into bed with her. You heard that right. She betrayed me, and admitted it to me. I was angry, I felt sick. I didn't know what to do. I got on the earliest train back and stormed into the house furious. I opened our bedroom door and sure enough found my girlfriend asleep, cuddled up to Phil in bed with her. I guess I must have startled him because he jumped up and ran to me with his tail wagging in excitement. I fell over and he started licking my face immediately. Anyway, it was super cute and to cut a long story short our dog, Phil, is allowed to sleep in our bed now.